Today, it's me, Heather. I don't know if it caught me right at the beginning there. I had kind of a weird pause. Technology, you guys, it's never, it's never predictable. That's all I have to say about that. So good morning. Thank you for joining me. I pulled up the chat. Let's hope that it works. The last time I saw you was Taylor and I were coming in together kind of at the beginning of July there. I'm like, what month are we in? It's August today, July, and we're bringing you the Throwback Thursday, and we kind of came in two ways, and it was hard for me to read the chat that way, the way that we did it, but I'm here now. I'm hoping it's going to connect. I see you, Rachel. Good morning. It's good to see you. Yeah, so it's a very wet morning here in central Minnesota. We've gotten so much rain this summer, you guys, and I know a lot of people had. I'm glad to see the chat is working. I see you guys. Good morning. Good morning, David. Good morning, Sarah. It's good to see you. So yeah, it's been really wet, and I think today's going to be a wet day. Looking at the radar and everything, we had raincoats on, getting Tasty to her day program this morning. Yes, and we've just been doing the summer things, just hanging out. We went camping in July. We've hung out at the beach. But I can't believe that August is here. August is, my daughter will go back to college, and it's my birthday month, you guys, just throwing that out there as well. And I have some fun things coming up too. And of course, I'll always be crafting and everything. And we have some fun things coming up for you this month. In fact, we'll talk about that when we talk about what's coming next week. Mindy says she's over summer. Good morning, Dawn. Good morning, Carol. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Marilyn. It's good to see you guys. Good morning, Nina. Good morning, Ladybug Cards. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Barbara. It's good to see the chat working. You guys know that hasn't been one of the things that has been going real well for me lately with all of this. So I'm very, very happy to see that it's working. So what's going on this week? It was our Christmas in July, our kit this week, the sweater weather kit. I designed this kit, and I'm so excited at the response of it and everything. And that's what we're going to be creating with today, because why wouldn't we, right? And I love that this kit has been shown. Yes, it's going to be for Christmas, and you can create some fun sweaters for your Christmas cards, kind of that ugly sweater, Christmas holiday sweater thing. I have been to some of these parties. I should have put my sweater on, but I would be too hot today. But mine has like a llama on it wearing like a Christmas hat, and it probably has jingle bells on it and stuff like that. And I know my daughter Tasty has one. I feel like it's a unicorn on hers. My husband has one with a dinosaur. So it's super fun to go to those parties. I like that because you don't have to think much about what you're wearing. You just have to find a fun sweater, and the rest can go from there. But also, Taylor showed you on Tuesday and also on the blog today, this kit can go throughout the year. We're doing sweaters for fall, for Halloween, for Valentine's Day. I bet if you look in your stash, and I think about like the Little Bits die collection and all of the cute little things that you could put on the front of those sweaters. So we're going to have some fun with that today. I'm so excited that you guys are excited about this kit. I am looking forward to sweater weather too. I'm a knitter, and I have done a sweater. I have done like a cardigan sweater, and I have plans for other sweaters, but I'm mainly a sock knitter, so that's my other thing too. I love wearing my hand knit socks, and I can't wait till I can do that. So sweaters and socks and cozy. Not 100 degrees. I am ready to be done with 100 degrees and all this rain. I am looking forward to fall, and I think you guys are going to like that coming up here with what we have for you this next month. Lots of you look like you ordered the kit today. I bet you're waiting for that new special for August, the new, it's a cute little frame set that you guys can get free as with the $100 purchase or more. And of course, there's always the new postage stamp die from that whole collection, and that's debuting today. There's so many things at the beginning of the month that are super fun. So if you missed the blog this week, I have a video that went up on Monday showing you making some fun Christmas sweaters with the kit. Taylor was live on Tuesday, and she showed you, like I said, all different holidays, Valentine's Day, fall, Halloween, as well. Make sure you stop by the blog, and we have some clips of projects from the design team members, some new ones today that were not on the blog on Tuesday, so go check that out. And Mindy Egan has a video today, and she's creating fall sweaters. So if you want to get in the fall spirit, stop by our blog, the YouTube channel, all of the things. We'll definitely make sure that you guys can see some of the fun, actually all of the fun projects that everybody has been creating with it. So yes, so next week we're going to jump right from Christmas into Halloween. So you guys know that August tends to be that fall and Halloween, and it always feels like, oh, is it already time? In fact, I feel like I've heard people go, I sell Halloween stuff at Michael's in June and July, and that's too early. But for those of us who love fall, we are super happy to see that stuff pop up on the shelves. And of course, as crafters, we have to get going. We have to make our cards and our treats and stuff so that we can be ready for the day. So that's what's coming next week is Halloween, and I do have sneak peeks for you today. I did not last week. So in keeping with my holiday tag tradition that I am always very big on making tags. I've been called the tag queen. There are so many people that make incredible tags. This is just something that I love to do. I love tags and how fun and they're sweet. So here are my tags for Halloween. So there's a couple things on there that you might check out that are new. Obviously the tag base is one that we already have, but there were lots of new things on there that are new if you caught a peek of that. This was a really fun set of cards for me to make, and so here is the next project that I have to peek for you. I'm making sure I'm in the middle here. I have a set of mini slim cards. Check out those spooky Halloween colors and glitter, and that was super fun to do, so I can't wait to share more about that. I'm going to mail them down to Taylor so that she can show them to you next Tuesday now. And I have a fall theme project. So we do have mainly Halloween coming out next week, but also we have fall, and I designed this set. You're going to recognize that this is part of a series as well. And here's a look at that. Peek up there. So if you liked Peaceful Dove and if you liked Joyful Bunny, you are going to enjoy what we have for fall. So those are your peaks of fall, and I'll have a video for you next week on that, not till Thursday. There'll be a video on Tuesday that's got more of a Halloween-y vibe to it as well. So yeah, it's going to be a big week next week, and it feels like, okay, let's go fall. I'm ready for fall. So that's coming next week. And what else is going on right now? We have the retirement sale going on right now. Like I said, we've got the new August gift with purchase that just started today, the new little free gift with purchase, little stamp thing that started today. So there's lots of fun things that have started today. The other thing that starts today is our hashtag TE Maker Challenge, and we alternate this every other month. We do a color challenge and a technique challenge. I don't know if she'll keep that going in the next year or not. We'll see, but as far as 2024 is, we've been alternating a color challenge, and then it's either a technique or a layout or a card size or something like that. And so this month we have a color challenge for you, and I'll pop that right up on the screen. The TE Maker Challenge is to use sour gummy, spearmint, and pair it with any other color of your choice. I really liked this challenge because these are not colors that I would normally reach for. So I'm excited to share what we're going to create today using this TE Maker Challenge. You can participate in this challenge in our Fans of Tailored Expressions Facebook page. You can just upload your projects using that hashtag TE Maker Challenge, all together, one block of letters and hashtag. And you can submit up to 3 projects for the challenge so that we draw randomly for $425 store credits. I love seeing the projects that pop up for this, and I love the colors. Like when we do color combos, there's always stuff that I would never have thought of. And and I'm laughing because Charlie's saying, tell us how they go with toffee. They totally go with toffee. And I might have used toffee in my card, but not like predominantly. So you'll see what that looks like. So let me pop you back to me. So we're going to create with the TE Maker Challenge today. We're going to create with the Sweater Weather Kit. And are you ready to see what we're going to make today? Because I'm super excited about that. So here we go. These are the cards that we are going to create today, and these are using that TE Maker Challenge. So when the funny thing is, and like I said, I love these challenges because they make me think outside of the box and also use colors like, you know, I'm not one to reach for sour gummy and spearmint. I'm just not. And so and even when I do Christmas cards and things like that, I tend to go for more of a traditional color palette for Christmas, kind of the reds and greens and things like that. And this made me kind of go, okay, I'm going to go for a color challenge that I'm going to pair this with something to do more of a wintry, cozy theme. So the color that I picked to go with Sour Gummy and Spearmint is Blue Raspberry. And I really love how that turned out. So I love too, I mean, you can get so many different looks just by swapping out that third color. So I could have done a pink there, I could have done a gold there, giving these cards a completely different look. When I did my video for Tuesday, I did not use the foilet, and so we're going to do that today. We're going to do some foiling, and actually I did foiling in a couple of different ways, so we will do all of that. So let's get started. Let's grab that sweater weather card making kit, and this is one of the things that you can purchase outside of the kit. It's the foilet panels, so that's what these look like. So I used this one for the cards, but maybe let's mix it up and let's use this one this time for that too. And there's one of the foilets that actually just is like the stamps that are included in the kit, so you can just get that same look by doing a foiled look versus using a stamp. So there's some different options for you on that. So let's go ahead and use this one. I have got my Mink all heated up for this. It's all ready to go. I'm using my mini Mink. I've got my Foil Magic shim here, and I decided I wanted to use Cookie Monster foil, and of course I need to order Cookie Monster foil. This is all I have left, so we're gonna make this work. That's just how it always goes. I want the stuff that I don't have a lot of, and I'm going to cut this in half because then I can cover this area easily. So I'm just really truly gonna trim this piece of foil right down the middle so that I can cover one side with this sweaters, and this side with these sweaters. And I'm gonna move my tea so we don't knock that down. So I'm just gonna line those up so they cover that. So I've got the toner panel, and I'm putting the foil pretty side up. We've done this lots of times. I've got my Foil Magic shim and my carrier sheet, so I'm gonna pop that right into there. I've got my mini Mink heated up to a 3. That is what works best for my machine. I would definitely make sure that with your machine, you test it to see what temperature works best for you. I've got all of those covered, and we're gonna send that right through the mini Mink. I spilled plenty of tea today. Yes, there's going to be so much. And remember, I'm showing you just a peek when I showed those peaks because we have a whole array of foil. This is the Cookie Monster TE Fun foil, Rachel. It works very well with Blue Raspberry, so that's why I chose it. All right, let that come out the other side, and we're just gonna let that cool just for a second before we peel that foil off. And the rest of the foiling we're doing today, we're not gonna use heat for. There you can see my lovely camera and the reflection of the foil. All right, so I'm gonna turn this off, and I'm just gonna set this aside to cool down. And let's go ahead and peel that off to reveal the foiled design. And now we're gonna do our stenciling right over the top. And I'm actually gonna be using these extra little bits of foil on here when we get to our decorating. So, okay, so we need our stencils. Going back to my kit. Yes, Amrita, I did it right at the beginning there, so you'll have to go back and watch it when the replay is ready. All right, so we've got the stencils, which we have a set of 3. We're gonna start with stencil number 1. And this is gonna be really easy to line up right over the top of this. And no, I'm not gonna use pixie spray this time. Whenever I'm foiling, I tend to worry that the pixie spray is going to pick up the foil. I've not really had that experience, but it's something I think about. So I'm not gonna do it. All right, let's start with spearmint. I've got spearmint, I've got a pastel blender brush. I should have my ink stand out here because that would be helpful. I put it on my desk and I work around it, which is, I have to get better at using this. All right, so we are gonna go ahead, I'm just gonna scooch this just a teensy bit here. We're gonna go ahead and stencil this first layer with spearmint ink. I have had so much fun making sweaters with this kit, and I cannot wait to see more samples. I think I've seen a few samples up in the Tailored Expressions Facebook page. If you're not a member of our Tailored Expressions Facebook page, you should definitely join us. We have such a fun group of people there, always sharing ideas, and when people have questions, everybody's always jumping in to share and help answer those questions for people that are there. And like I said, the inspiration is always amazing. All right, I'm always moving my magnets around to make sure that it's holding everything down good if I'm doing it this way. All right, get that spearmint all in there. It's Charlie on the chat. I think Whitney's on vacation with Taylor, if I remember right. I think we were talking about this, me and my mom. It feels like so many people are on vacation this week. It must be the week of the summer. All right. Get that spearmint in there. Spearmint's a lighter color anyway, so it never looks dark enough for me. And you know me, I'm more heavy-handed and I like to fill that stencil area up with plenty of ink. I am not light-handed at all when it comes to stenciling. Okay, next let's move on to sour gummy. So there's spearmint. You can see how that I love the foil in that stencil design. So fun. Cute, cute. Stencil number 2. Now there aren't specific guides on the stencils to line them up, but it is pretty easy to line up just looking at the designs themselves. I always have to just focus just for a minute here to get that. All right, so sour gummy is next. And actually, sour gummy to me and spearmint, they really are colors that I don't use a lot. I really like how they look together. And man, sour gummy is a beautiful color. It's a beautiful blue, it leans towards navy, but it's a jewel tone. It's a really deep, beautiful jewel tone blue. I may be inspired to pull this out more often. Now, remember, if your blending looks splotchy or smoogey or anything like that, don't panic. Our inks move after you've applied them and they smooth out. And so a lot of times stuff to me that looks so splotchy and gloppy later looks perfect. And I'm like, what was I even worried about? Oh, gotta miss that cuff right there. All right, we got our sour gummy, and our last layer is going to be blue raspberry. Smoogey. You can definitely steal that, Charlie. Oh, Debbie, last hurrah vacations before school starts. Your high school starts in 2 weeks? Holy cow. Minnesota, sometimes they start at the end of August, but typically we don't start till after Labor Day. All right, here's that stencil number 3, and I've got that lined up in all of the parts. And again, this last layer is going to be blue raspberry. All right. Whew, my blue raspberry is definitely inked well. Blue raspberry is a pretty bright and intense color though, for sure. I always think of blue raspberry as one of the OG colors. This one's been around for quite a while. Spearmint is newer-ish, and of course sour gummy is way new. That was last fall, if I'm remembering right, we got sour gummy. I think it was the same time we got, was it cinnamon and huckleberry? And I'm forgetting the other color. Cinnamon, huckleberry, oh, and jalapeno. Okay, layer number 3 done, and there are our sweaters. Look how pretty they are. Even just like this, before you even decorate them, how much fun to put these fun sweaters on your project. I mean, these sweaters could be for any time of year. Very, very fun. And I think Lori Craig and then Taylor did that too, where they went and took one of the squad sets with the, Lori did the Christmas with Mrs. Claus and Santa, and Taylor did that kind of alien monster guy for Halloween. Super funny. And that's one of those happy accident things where it's like, I didn't plan for that to work, but it totally did, and that is awesome. Okay, so let's grab our die cut machine and we're going to cut these sweaters out. So the die that cuts the sweaters out also adds a kind of a ribbed line detail to the neckband, the cuffs, and the waistband. So it's going to impress those into those little parts there. I'm going to cut these pieces apart. Oh, St. Patty's Day, somebody said that's what they look like. Put a little shamrock on the front of there. Perfect. A little rainbow. You guys, little rainbow sweaters? Has nobody done little rainbow sweaters yet? Oh, you know, and all those little coin dies that came out last year, those would all be perfect on the little sweaters. Okay, so lining this up, what I have found works the best, I've got my Scotch removable tape here, is I'm kind of taking the die and we're going to line up these pieces kind of over the cuffs and the neckband and waistband, but I'm also watching the lineup of the sleeves as well to make sure those are in the right place. And then we'll add tape and then we hope that it works. Where is my other plate? My top plate. Okay, you guys do this at home too, right? There it is. There we go. And then let's cut out the other sweaters. Are you talking about the Minnesota State Fair? Or are you talking about the Iowa Fair, Charlie? Would you come that far north? We have lots of food at our fair. Lots of food on a stick at our fair. I have not been to the Minnesota State Fair, and that's at the end of August because ours runs through Labor Day. It is always so many people, and it's usually hot. I have not been in a long time. All right, next sweater. Oh, Carol, that is a fun idea, doing a sweater calendar using the coin dies for each month. That That is a super fun idea. You guys, steal it. Carol, I want to see it. So fun. Okay, go line that up. Yes, they always do such interesting foods at the Minnesota State Fair. They've already actually this spring on the news been talking about some of the different things that are coming, and I'm trying to remember what they were, because of course then we discuss, you know, what the food is and if we would eat it or not. But yeah, I know that there's some new vendors this year and some new, there were some new options on a stick. I know that for sure. There's lots of options on a stick. I remember I went in high school, and I believe this booth is still there, but you pay a flat price and you just drink milk. You just drink as much milk as you can drink, and that is what the booth is. All the milk you can drink. I am not a huge milk fan, so that wasn't my jam, but I was dating a guy at the time in high school, and it was his jam, and he drank a lot of milk. I believe it's not too far from where you can go see the butter sculptures, where they carve the, it's like the different, I don't know, the pageant girls, they carve them out of butter, and I forget which title they have to be carved out of butter, but those are pretty fun to go see too. Okay, so we've got our 4 sweaters, so now we got to get some decorations made for them, and that is going to happen with the Dinky Decorations die collection. So there are dies on here, and you can create a snowman, a tree, a snowflake, holly, and a poinsettia. So we're gonna do all of them except for the holly, and I have a few things cut out of regular cardstock. So we're gonna do some foiling on the cardstock, but also we're going to do just some regular colors of cardstock. And I already cut those out because you all know how to cut out cardstock, so I didn't need to do that. And I'm just going to use sugar cube cardstock, and we're going to use a sticky sheet, and we're going to cover this sticky sheet cover the cardstock using the sticky sheet. So they're cut to the same size, and we're just going to put this right over the top of that. And we're going to do some foiling with both the Cookie Monster and it's the Silver Shimmer fun foil. So I'm going to peel this off. So right now I have exposed adhesive on one side of this cardstock, and then it's just plain on the back. And we are going to take that Cookie Monster, and like I said, I want to use some of these extra little bits on here. We're just going to put that right onto the adhesive sticky sheet. I think there's a bit on here that we want to use. I think that's all I'm going to need. I have the poinsettia and a little extras for the snowman. I think this is going to be plenty. And then I'll cover the remainder here with the shimmer. So basically I'm making my own foiled cardstock to cut the pieces out of. So there's a couple different ways you can do this. I'm showing you this one way. So we're going to coat this piece of cardstock with foil and create our own foiled cardstock. But you could also cut the die pieces out, like in the video that I had on Tuesday with the glitter dipping. You can cut your piece of cardstock out so that the sticky side is on the front of it, and then you can press the foil right onto it, and it will pick up the foil. It's both work well. This seems a little bit easier because you don't have to do it in 2 steps. We're going to make the cardstock, we're going to cut it out, and they're already foiled and done then. All right, so let's get a little bit of the silver shimmer. So this is actually really great if you have scraps. I'm trying to think, do I have scraps in here? I do, look at that. So I'm just going to put this right on there. So that's right, I have my scraps just right in the middle of the tube. We'll just pop that right back in there for next time. I'll put that back in the tube. When I'm putting this away in the tube, I'm usually putting the cap right on the end and doing that so it doesn't mar the end of that foil. Okay, so I've got all of these little pieces on there. Now there is that kind of protective film that's on the foil, and I just left that. I guess if you want, you could peel that off, but I felt like that kind of protected the foil a little bit while I die cut the pieces out from it. So let's grab that die cut machine one more time. I'm gonna move this up. Of course, I could do my sidekick too, but this is right here. So we are going to cut, let's take a look at the cards so I remember what I'm going to foil. Whoa, I'm dropping things. Sorry about that noise. So we're going to cut the poinsettia. So I need the 2 pieces of the poinsettia, and those are going to go on the Cookie Monster foil. Right here and right here. And also the little snowman extras. The holly berries are on there. We're not going to do the holly today, but those will just get cut out because they're part of the die. I've got a magnet stuck to the back of my magnet. And then let's see, we've got for the silver, we're going to do the star right there, and also the snowflake. So I'll have some extra leftover pieces here. I am going to tape this here because I don't have that fits just perfectly on there. Let me make sure I've got all my pieces that I want. Foiled, yes. And then let's just send that right through my big shot. All right, I need my little die pick. This is, whenever I'm doing little tiny die stuff, I'm always using this. So there's the star, and again, this is tiny. That little piece of film is on the top, and I guess really you could just leave that on there. No one's really gonna know, but I can peel it off. So now I have a little sparkly star for my tree. There's berries there too, but we're not gonna use these, or that's the poinsettia center, I think. But we're not gonna use those. I've got my poinsettia flowers. Just gonna set these right up here. The pieces I need for that. So let's talk about mass production, because doing the sweaters, you get 4 sweaters at one time, but of course, to do the decorations on the sweaters, it is gonna take a little bit of time. So, I mean, you could cut and cut and cut and get it all ready, and then just kind of sit down and assemble all of your little decorations together. It's kind of one of those things you could, or you could just do something simple, like you could use this snowflake on all of your cards, and then that's a little bit easier to do. My little piece of film on this tiny little piece is not being cooperative. Because I know these are definitely, they can be a little bit fiddly, for sure. But to me, that's what is that extra something that you're doing on these cards when you create them. It's that handmade touch. And of course, you could just do the sweaters without decoration. There's that snowflake die collection. I bet there's a snowflake on there that would work as well for the sweater. Take a look at what you have. You probably have some really fun things to decorate your sweaters with. Maybe something that you want to do. Okay, I'm looking for that little piece of film again. Again, it's really not that big a video. I might just leave that. There's my cute little foiled snowflake. There's my scarf. I'm not using these berries, so I think we have everything we need now that to be foiled. Okay, so let's create our little sweater decorations here with our little pieces. I have the tree I cut out of blue raspberry. There's the snowman body and hat. So you could do the snowman with the silver foil too, but I decided just to do the sugar cube for this one. And we have the leaf for that. And then I have the extra little snowman parts in here. So we'll just wait till we get to where the face is, because I have a little nose and I have some eyes and they're teeny tiny. All right, let's grab liquid glue. There's so many liquid adhesives out there. This one is my favorite multimedia matte because it's not a super shiny one. So that's what I tend to go for. The tip on it is something that I ordered. It's actually for a quilling, like to put on a quilling bottle. And that's what I use for my fine tip. And of course we have so many different options for adhering with glue and liquid adhesive and things like that out there. So use whatever is what you like. I'm getting that little film. I feel like I know it's there. Nobody else knows it's there, but I know it's there, so then I'm gonna peel it off, right? All right, let's put that little scarf on that guy. His cute little teal scarf. And he's got a little teal hat band. And of course you could do sticky sheet on the back and just basically create stickers with your little die cut pieces as well. All up to your preference. Okay, got my little star to put on my tree. Put the glue on the tree. Whoop. And of course it flipped over. Maybe a little bit more glue on that tree. You are not going to be my friend, are you, tree? I have glue all around the tree, but not really where I want it to go. Stay there. Here's the tree. Then we've got the, and actually this one is big enough. I'm going to go ahead and use my runner on the back of that poinsettia. For the teeny teenies, it's really hard to do the runner on that because it's so big, but on these ones with a little bit more room, I'm going for it. Okay, so there we've got snowman. I'm still thinking about the little film on there. Let it go, Heather. It's okay. We're just gonna leave it. Okay, then I gotta put my little eyes on my snowman, so I'm just gonna dot dot. And I've got my two little black cardstock eyes. I think this is black licorice. I think I got that the right direction. Sometimes it's just, just get it on there and so it lands on the glue. And you can use your little die pick tool to adjust. And I need one more dot for the nose. This is cut out of honey cardstock, which I know honey cardstock has been one that's a hard one to get. So you could do an orange color too. You could color a piece of cardstock with an ink blender to get that color. So there's our snowman. Let's decorate our tree, and I have some glitter drops in the Cookie Monster or the teal. Actually, I don't know if this is called teal. Might be teal glitter drops, and then silver glitter drops. And I thought, let's put a little silver glitter drop on the star. I'm just gonna put some out here. Grab my little Belly Jelly pick and place tool. So let's put one on the star to kind of add that fun little dimensional piece to the star, and I'm gonna do a little bit bigger glitter drop there. And then let's add a few ornaments on the tree, and I think I'm gonna do, yep, the teal colored. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got little drops on there. So I'm gonna get my teal ones here, just slide these over. Candy, you haven't peeled the stuff off your foil. Now, if you're just foiling, like how I foiled the panel, that automatically comes off. This is when I'm doing it on this die cut piece. And again, is it a big deal? Probably not, but I know it's there. These little tiny ones tend to land upside down on my desk. I'm going to put a little one down here. So I'm just making sure these are the right direction. Decorate my little tree with the little ornaments. Maybe I'll do one more in that bottom corner. Where's my glue? One more right down here. Pop that on there. So cute. All right, and for the poinsettia, I'm going to do a few little drops in the middle. You could also use the die cut piece. So I'm going to do 3 little drops of glue. Oh. And there we go. Use my die pick to kind of push those together a little bit. All right, we're gonna let this dry a little bit. So I've got my 3 little tiny things. I've got my sparkly little snowflake. I've got my sparkly blue poinsettia. And they do that. They do blue poinsettias. Here's my sparkly little tree. And of course, the adorable sparkly little snowman. He's my favorite. I love the snowman. I'm a big snowflake fan too, so I love all the things for holidays. Okay, let's just slide this over. We're gonna use some glitter drops a little bit later too. So while these dry just for a minute, I'm gonna add, so these 3 sweaters have a lot of pattern on them, and so I'm gonna leave those, but this one, I mean, let's do more, because why not, right? So I'm going to grab my Misty, hold on, and I've got my foam insert in there. I'll pop the sweater in there and just hold the magnet right at the top. And in that clear set, I've got a few extra little snowflakes. So you can use these snowflakes to decorate your sweaters. You can use them to decorate your backgrounds, whatever you want. So we're gonna do our sweaters with the snowflakes. We're gonna put the snowflake on this sweater too. So I'm gonna stamp some pattern on the sweater using sugar cube ink. Keep pushing everything out of the way, and these glitter drops are just sticking to me. Shelby, you're from Ventura, California. My cousin just moved there. She's always sending beautiful pictures from the beach. All right, I'm gonna move and I'm gonna stamp a few more snowflakes on there. So that just adds extra fun. A few little extra snowflakes stamped right on there with that sugar cube ink. Pull the stamps off and just set them here. I'll clean those a little bit. All right, so let's decorate the sweaters, and then we'll get our cards put together. So the snowflake we're going to add with liquid adhesive. I guess I was going to put a rhinestone in the middle of this snowflake too, so we'll do that. So I'm just going to adhere this directly to the sweater. If you wanted it to pop up a little bit, you could do, and it looks like I'm going to clog. Thank you, glue bottle. Yep. You're totally gonna clog. All right, hold on one second. I need to grab a pin. have a pin in my desk here, but I can see my sewing pin, so I ran over to get one. Come on, there we go. But if you want this popped up a little bit, just cut a couple extra snowflakes and layer them up. And you can get a little bit of height on that if you want to. You don't have to. You can just glue it right to the sweater like I'm doing here. I'm going to add that right to that sweater we just stamped snowflakes on. So we're going to have just a crazy snowflake sweater here. Put that right on top so it just adheres down. The other ones I am going to use the thin foam strips to just cut some pieces for the back of that. Let me see here. I've got some smaller pieces that are available. So let's add the poinsettia to one of the spearmint sweaters. It's super fun to just decorate these little sweaters. Lori, gift tags, perfect. I mean, all you would have to do is punch a hole at the top. And these are symmetrical sweaters. So if you want, I'll demonstrate that here in just a second. Ooh, I have a little tiny bit of adhesive showing right in this little spot here. So let me just use my scissors to snip that out of there. So if you wanted to make the tag just a little bit more substantial, these do fit back to back. So you can put them right on the back of each other so you could have sweater on both sides of that. So you can make ornaments with these too. All right, we've got our snowman. Let me see here. Should he go here? Oh, I like him on there. Or should he go here? I think I like him on this blue one. Gail, that sounds like a super fun idea. Printing pictures of your kids and then put the sweaters on them. Oh my gosh, I love that idea. So many fun ideas from everybody today. I love it. All right, last sweater is this little Christmas tree we're gonna pop on there. Susan's laughing that my magnets are splattered. You bet. You bet they are. I'm not splattering today. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I figured, you know, sometimes there's a lot going on here. I did splatter the sweaters I did in the video earlier this week, but you don't have to splatter every single time. I don't have to splatter every single time. Decided not to splatter this week. And the background that I'm going to do too, you'll see why I don't really need the splatter on this background that we're going to do for the card. All right, this is the hardest part, getting these papers off of these foam adhesives. Someday they'll invent something that helps with that, right? That little star right there, a little tree right there. Oh my gosh, you guys, look how cute these are. I love this color combination. It really turned out so pretty. So pretty. Can you just see your desk full of all these little sweaters that you're gonna make for your cards and your tags? So fun. And you can have fun with different color combinations for that. Okay. So let's do our background. I'm gonna grab my mini Misty for that. Mini Misty is so perfect for the background size. I just love how they fit perfectly in there. We're gonna use that dotted snowflower background. So this is sold outside of the kit. So this is in our regular collection now. And I love how perfect this little background is because it's gonna be great for winter projects. So many. It's such a nice, neutral, wintry background. I'm going to use it all the time. And I'm not just saying that because I designed it. Well, maybe, but I think and we've talked about this, when I'm designing stuff, I'm designing a lot of stuff like, well, I want that. So can I make that? And a lot of times Taylor's like, sure. That's how it goes. Okay. Okay, put a little bit of adhesive in there because we're going to do, this is a panel that I cut out with one of the mini slim layer stacklets, and I can't remember which one this is. All I know is that this is 5.5 inches tall, so it will fit with the background. So it's one of those layer sets. I have both. I can tell the A2 one apart because it has different middle things, but I am always messing these up, so I really need to label them. I need Whitney here to label my stuff. So I'm going to make sure that this is going to cover the whole stamp. So I've got that adhesive there. So I'm just doing a transfer quick to get that on there. And I'm going to stamp this background with the sour gummy ink first, kind of that tone on tone look. We're going to stamp this twice, and I have two backgrounds. So we're going to stamp both backgrounds with the sour gummy first. And where is my press tool? Never where I need it to be. There it is. And sour gummy is great with one impression. Look at that. And again, I'm going to make sure that that's covering the whole thing. Oh, look what I did. Welcome to my world. Oh, that's going to be fun to clean off. And you know why? It's because I have two stamp pads that are kind of open on my desk. I broke Susan's rule and I wrecked my project. All right, sour gummy. We're going to try this again. Yeah, it's a big oops, you guys. It's okay. It will be okay. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this stamp off again. Sour gummy is a dark color, so I'm actually going to probably need to grab my Stamper Spritz for that. I'm just going to spray some of that on my cloth, and that really helps get that ink off of that stamp. Sometimes I spray it right on the stamp. Gail, I will probably just press this off onto a scratch piece of paper. In fact, I can grab one now. We can just clean it right now. It's going to work for what I need it to do right now. Let me grab a scratch piece of paper. Okay, let's grab that sugar cube stamp pad. So that's what happened. So let's get rid of that. I don't know. The thing is that I'll put some re-inker on here. There really isn't a ton of the blue ink. My guess is it's just probably staining more. In fact, you can see when I'm pressing off, I'm getting a little bit of blue, but not a whole lot. Let's go ahead. I happen to have my re-inker right here. Let's go ahead and just refresh it. And let me grab, when I'm refreshing an ink pad, what I'll do is I'll put that re-inker on there. I'll grab a piece of, I'm not going to use red. What am I doing? Grab a scratch piece of cardstock and I kind of fold it in half. You can use like a card, like a gift card or something like that as well. I'm just going to spread this to distribute the ink onto the pad. So There's a little bit of blue left in there. I think that's going to come out as I stamp with it, and I'm okay. It's okay. Everything's okay. I can also order another stamp pad if it's that horrible. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I stamped these first with the sour gummy ink. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and I just got white ink on mine, but it's okay. The sweater will cover it. So I stamped this way. So I'm going to flip it upside down and I'm going to stamp it again. I'm going to shift it just a little bit to where I stamped it before. And we're going to get kind of a snow flurry multicolored background. And because I'm flipping the paper around, it's going to scatter the snowflakes a little bit differently than on the first shot. Thanks for coming along with me on my fixing my stamp pad journey. So let me lift that up and you guys can take a look at that. So now I have a fun kind of the tone on tone and then the white adding just a really fun texture to the background. And I bet there's other backgrounds that we can do this with to get kind of that fun multicolored effect. So same thing, we're gonna do this one. I'm gonna flip it over. I'm gonna shift it just a little bit. Again, I'm getting white. I'm fixing my pad. I have white ink all over my hands. It's okay. I'm gonna press it and stamp that. Maybe one more impression. All right, so there's my background. The backgrounds that I'm going to use for my card. Let's put these cards together. So I have mini slam card bases. These are the toffee, and these are ones, so you can't, with what you have with toffee cardstock, you can't do this. So this is 12 inches by the 3.5. And of course our cardstock that we sell is 8.5 by 11. So if you want a top fold mini slim card, you have to order them because we get them specially cut to do that way. I love the top fold very, very much. Okay, let's just adhere these backgrounds directly to these card bases. So there's the toffee working in with the sour gummy and the spearmint. So it's there, just maybe not in the way that you were thinking, but it's always there. It's usually there. My one Halloween card that well, no, there's toffee on that too, now that I'm looking at it. Once in a while I won't use toffee, but typically I can work it in somewhere. All right, eyeballing this to get this adhered to that. And then let's go ahead and put the sweaters on there. I'm gonna do, let's see. Let's do the snowman and the snowflake. Oh no, because I want to do a green sweater and a blue sweater. Snowman, tree. Tree, tree, tree. That looks good. Okay. And now let's pop these up with a little bit of foam tape. I'm just going to cut some pieces for the sides. All right, and it's gonna bounce off the side just a little bit, but not go totally over the edge. Then I need So these are the 1x3 foam strips, the thin ones. So I'm cutting these kind of in half for the sweater body part. And then a couple of strips, which I'm going to go back and use this one here. A couple of strips for the arms, just cut along that 1-inch edge. All right, again, this backing. I saw somebody mention tweezers and that they're already invented. I am not friends with tweezers. If it works for you, awesome. I do find sometimes a die pick can help kind of get that corner edge off of there, but sometimes the paper is just so stubborn. I do like there are some of the foams that we have where the paper kind of overlaps a little bit, so there is actually something to hold on to, especially when you're cutting the pieces. That's definitely when it gets to be flush with the edge and a little bit harder to peel off, for sure. Right, so I'm gonna pop those 2 sweaters there, and then I've got sentiments already ready to go. They are from the sweater saying stamp set that's in the kit. A Cricut weeder. Is that the one that kind of looks like a dentist tool? Am I thinking right? My daughter has a Cricut. In fact, we got her one for Christmas because she uses it actually with her art classes a lot. She's done some cool stuff with it already. I always get excited when she gets into that stuff. But I know that we bought her like the basic toolkit to go along with it, and it looked like the dentist tool. So I'm thinking that's what you're talking about. Jennifer, you use a seam ripper? I suppose with that pokey little end on there. You have the Explore 3. I think that's what we get her the Maker, the Cricut Maker, because it can cut so many different materials, like a thin balsa wood and some different things like that. And she gets into cutting some of that stuff out. They have like those labs in the college where you can go and get things laser cut, but she can actually cut out quite a bit with her Cricut. I have not played with the Cricut a ton. I have a Silhouette that's very old, but it still works. And so when I do need things cut out like that, I will use that. But I haven't used it to the extent that is out there. I'd love to play more with the different things that you can do. Susan, you're asking, Crafts Direct, that's the local craft store here. There's actually lots of people across the country knew about that craft store, and they're closed. They're actually doing a few more sales now, selling off their equipment, but my daughter Hannah worked there, and now she does not. So she got a job, a local job. There's a cute little home decor shop that has a coffee shop in it, and she's working in the coffee shop there, and she is very excited about that and is liking it so far. So she did get another job, and you have to do that, move on to the next thing. So that's what she's doing. She's going into her final year at St. Cloud State, majoring in art. So it'll be a busy year this year for her. All right, so I've got my sweaters, and then here are the sentiments that we can put on there. I've got Warm Winter Wishes, Let It Snow. Let's go ahead and stick that on there with, just gonna stick this directly down. I did cut a few layers of this one because it's such a fine one to stick on there. pop this little Let It Snow. I probably put that too high, so it's gonna bump that sweater. Just gonna trim that just a little bit. Yes, we're all sad about Craftstruck closing. It was a nice family-owned business. They had a great selection of crafty things. We still have a lot of the big box places here, but not gonna be the same. So there's Let It Snow, Warm Winter Wishes, and then this one, let's do Stay Cozy. And then I've got the cute little burr here. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe let's do it this way, where it kind of goes across like that. Or should I do... No, I kind of like it going across. So, okay, let's do that. Burr, Stay Cozy. These are the foam squares. They're not the thin ones. They're just that kind of 1/16 height one. And of course, I could have cut a couple layers of that, but these were overlapping the sweaters a little bit when I was laying the cards out, and so I wanted to do something that would allow for that. I'm going past my time, but I hope you don't mind. We've got one more thing to do, and then these cards will be done. And if you do have to go, you can always come back and watch the replay later. All right, so Stay Cozy and burr. I'm busy lining this up, so that's why I'm focusing here a second. Here we go, burr, Stay Cozy. Let's go back to our little teal glitter drops. I'm gonna put them right in here. Well, no, I like them right on here. I always like to put them on the glass mat because I can see them then. And let's add a few scattered down the background. Now there's so many fun, cute embellishments you could also add. We've got our little snowflakes that you can do. There are, I mean, obviously all of the different glitter drops. There's the little rhinestones you could add, kind of going throughout the whole thing as well. There's just a lot of fun options that you could do with adding just that final touch to your projects. I liked these because they added just a fun amount of shimmer without kind of taking over. I put snowflakes on here, but it was just a little bit too much. So they did not get glued down. Let's see, I need kind of that bigger size for down here. All right, so I've got that one in place, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my pick and place tool and my liquid adhesive again to pop those in place. I gotta probably play with this glue tip here. Usually I don't have trouble with it clogging, so I'm not sure what the deal is. It must just need a little bit of extra cleaning. All right, and then for the other card, I definitely like to lay them out before I commit. There are some people who they just seem to go for it. I'm like, I can't do that. I need to see it before I can commit to it. And I'm kind of following what I did on my other cards because I already did the brain power of sitting down and figuring out where all of those little pieces are going to go. I just put one here, but it must have flown off the card. There it is right there, actually. Let's put that one over here. And there we go. Let's adhere those into place. Just about done. I feel like there was one down here. I wonder if it disappeared, or maybe I didn't put one down there. There we go. I think. Let's lift this up. This is always the test. Looks like I got them all on there. And these cards are done. So here's a closer look at the cards that we created today. Super fun. Look at all these cards I have put together now that I can use for the holiday season. I'll probably mail a couple down to Taylor as well. So thank you so much for joining me. Susan, you just asked about these little triangle things. I guess I don't know for sure. They just are always on my desk because I got them. I think these came with one of the Advent kits, didn't they? Or I can't remember. So I'm not really sure if they're in the shop or not. You would have to look. Or maybe somebody else knows for sure. I don't know. But yes, thank you guys so much for joining me. Let me flip you up to the top so that we can say goodbye. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. We had so much fun creating fun cards with the sweater weather card making kit. The kit is still available and it is only while supplies last. So if you want it, get it and create the cutest sweaters. There were so many great ideas that people brought up that you could do with these cute little sweaters. I can't wait to see what you guys create. I can't wait to see what you create for the TE Maker Challenge, which was that sour gummy and spearmint and then whatever color you want. So yeah, and thanks for putting up with my little snafu. It happens to all of us, you guys. And of course, for me, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen live, right? So we fixed that. I think my stamp pad will be fine and we are ready to craft again. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. Have a great weekend. Stay cool, stay dry. If it's wet where you are like it is here, stay inside and craft. That sounds like a good plan, right?